coming upon New Year's and we're all going to make New Year's resolutions. So what's yours going to be? I would ask you to consider a couple of things I think that are very important for next year. We all live in a comfort zone. Our bodies and our minds look for that place that doesn't cause us too much grief. Physically, it's known as homeostasis. Your body regulates temperature and hormones and all of those things, sleep patterns, etc. We've got circadian rhythms that respond to the sunlight, etc. So we're looking for that comfort zone all the time. But the problem is, growth occurs when you're out of your comfort zone. Personal growth in any way. So imagine I was talking about lifting weights. The muscles will grow once you take them out of their comfort zone. If you're going to move around the exact same load, then your muscles simply don't respond. They won't grow, they won't get any stronger, they won't create more durable connective tissue. But the same can be said of your emotions. And so this New Year's, I want you to think about asking yourself if you can venture outside of your comfort zone to learn something new. You see, emotionally, we live in a comfort zone as well. So our communication falls within parameters that we find acceptable and comfortable. And it's pretty rare that we venture outside of those because it's difficult for us. And you know what I'm talking about. You all know someone who's a bit more shy than someone else, a bit more reserved in their opinions, a little bit less likely to be verbose, to be talkative and communicative. We all know those people. All that is them existing in that comfort zone, right? But there's also a comfort zone I've noticed in an argument when there's a disagreement or some sort of dispute. So this stuff happens online quite recently. I've noticed a bit of it on Facebook. And what you see is somebody enter into a disagreement with someone else, and then within that disagreement, they find that they lack the ability to communicate on a pleasant level. And so what then unfolds is this sort of gentle escalation, sometimes gentle, where somebody will say something slightly taunting or goading, and it makes the other person lift their level of aggression, and then the first person can say, oh, well, you're nothing but a dickhead, and end the conversation, rather than having a continued discourse, a discussion about the way each other thinks and where you get those opinions from and what they're based on, the facts, etc. It's too easy to say, oh, well, you're obviously just an idiot. I've got an example from Facebook. It's a great example where one guy comments about, it's a political thing going on in the United States, makes a comment, somebody makes a mild comment in opposition to that, whereupon the guy who originally posted immediately called the other person a libtard, right, which is an insult relating to the Liberals, joining the words liberal and retard. So it's a terrible thing to call someone. But they jumped straight to that on the basis solely that the person had commented not in 100% agreement with the post. So clearly this guy wasn't in for a discussion. He just wanted to put the other party down and then leave the conversation. Pretty poor. One of the problems with this is that we don't develop the comfort zone to communicate at a more adult and mature level over a period of time. It becomes too easy to hurl a slight at the other person and dismiss them, so that you can then go on to discuss things with people who already agree with you. Listening to somebody else's opinion is really hard, especially when it doesn't match your own. That's what's out of your comfort zone. That's why you should practice it. Don't forget, you can agree to disagree. There's that. But you never know. If you listen, you might learn something. And isn't that the name of the game? Now, obviously, what that means on an ongoing basis is that offline, face-to-face, we haven't developed the abilities, we haven't developed that muscle that allows us to stay in an ongoing discourse with someone who disagrees with us. We haven't developed the ability to listen and to learn and to accept that there's another point of view, and that point of view may not match your own, and that's perfectly okay. So what I would ask you to do is to think about your own comfort zones, this New Year's resolution. And why don't you make a resolution to expand your comfort zones? See if you can teach yourself to communicate longer at a more mature level than you have been. See if you can find your comfort zones expanding. And remember, if you've been following my vlogs at all, you will know that I've discussed this in the past. Remember, you sharpen a pencil against something hard. We sharpen ourselves against something hard, something difficult. You get better when you're pushed from your comfort zone, like lifting weights. Same thing in martial arts. If I just kept giving you the same tools, same skill to practice, you'd eventually get pretty good at that, and that'd be the end of it. So I have to push you to be better all the time. Same thing with communication, same thing with attitude, same thing with developing your emotional resilience. If you want to get better, find the struggle, find the battle. Righto guys, so if this has meant anything to you, it makes sense, hit like, share it with your friends, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to chatting with you after Christmas. I'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I look forward to chatting with you further in 2019. You guys take good care of yourselves and of each other. Ciao for now.